Hello friends and welcome back to today's video. Today we will be dealing with bouquet and this will be the tutorial for bouquet, what bouquet is, and we'll see how do we really go ahead with this. So this bouquet is a plotting again library, or you can say it provides very interactive data plots visualization in Python. And a previous video we have seen Plotly, and in today's video we shall see Bokeh. So what I have done is in my Jupyter notebook I have created this new notebook called Bokeh, and in that I want to check the version of Bokeh I have. So what I do is from pandas I import the pandas version, Bokeh version, and the IPython version, and I see various versions. So this is my Bokeh version 0.14, and you might differ because it is an open library, and because of updation it might be updated. So now you import NumPy, and from bokeh.io you import the notebook and show, output notebook and the show. And also from bokeh.plotting import figure. So what this figure will do is it will plot your figures, and what will show will do is that it will show your figure which has been plotted. Next is you run this. Since I have run this, so that's been successfully learned. So when you run this output.notebook, you will find this logo of Bokeh, and it will say that it has been successfully loaded. Next, what you do is you import bokeh.sample data, because this sample data they've got certain files which get downloaded, and you can play with that file, plot various plots with those files. So what you do is you import bokeh.sample data, bokeh.sample data dot download. So what I have run this, and I am getting this waiting signs, and this is taking a very long time to load. So let's see that it is still downloading, and I'm having Windows. Maybe in Windows it's taking much longer time, or I don't know what is the problem. But we shall proceed further because we have to see how does it look. So I take you to the documentation of plotting with basic glyphs of Bokeh. So this glyphs, what are these? These are line plots, and these are called glyphs in Bokeh. So what is this? Let's first see what is this. Key concept of Bokeh is that this Bokeh is very interactive because you can just make various plots, lines, scatter, or with time scales, and you can have various signs, various adding various features on your in your graphs. And what else can I do is I can embed my book with various web applications, and I can also save it as an my bouquet document with HTML file, and I can use it with as like if I want to output my file as HTML, so I can just use it as an HTML, and I can simply use it with other web applications like Flask or Django. And so what happens is, like, what I found is that it takes a lot of time for Bokeh to run as compared to Plotly. So I use Plotly rather than Bokeh, but to understand, have a basic understanding of data visualization with Bokeh also is necessary. So let's just see what how do we plot with Bokeh. So how do you do this? Like, the basic is like you have the scatter markers, and how do you do this is with this. You import this plot, this figure and the show, because it will show you an output file. If you want it as an HTML file or so, just give the name of that, and it will be saved as an HTML document, and you can then use it, right? Then in Object P, I will have this figure, and I give its plot size and width, its height, and I use this circle. This circle is one of the methods of figure, and there are like square, asterisk, diamond, cross, various methods which I can use here. And how does this work? This is X and this is Y. So how does this really plots this thing? You can see here that it takes 1 comma 6, okay, 1 comma 6, then it takes 2 comma 7, 2 comma 7, it takes 3 comma 2, next element 6 comma 4 comma 4, next is 5 comma 5. This is how these circles are plotted, and I'm giving this is giving the size as 20, And alpha is the transparency, how much darker or lighter you want in this, and color is navy. So you can go ahead and show the result as show and p, and this is how the graph will be plotted. And you can use these features like this is for panning, this is for zooming, this is for saving, and this is for reset. So, and okay, next we go to different marker. Now they have experimented with different marker. You can use a different marker like square, right? And or these are the below like asterisk, dash, diamond, circle, cross, triangle, cross, inverted triangle, whatever. You can use it here to display it, make it more attractive. Next we move on to again a next form of a plot, which is a line plot. And this is a one-dimensional sequence of x and y. And how does it take it? Like again, it just matches, and we use this method as P naught line here. We are giving the size and we are making this line, right? So 1 comma 6, 2 comma 7, this is how it plots. So it just plots the line, right? Now you can also just have a little modification in this line also, how you can have the step line. So just use the step function and your graph will be plotted like this, okay, like this. So again, like 1 comma 6, this is how it has been done. Then 2 comma 7, and the mode is center, so you can see that starting in the center and it is drawing the line. Then it is 3 comma this thing 2, and then it is 4 comma 4, and then it is 5 comma 5. Okay, so the center mode it has been drawn. Next we come to, you can have multiple lines also. So with multiple lines, how do you do it? So for this you have given a list like this, okay, this is a list of list kind of a thing. And this is what I have given, like 1 3 2 2 1 4. This is how it is plotted. So it takes these three elements first and it plots this 1 comma 2, like 2 comma 4 and 3 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 3 comma 1 and 2 comma 4. And the next line is plotted by taking these elements. Okay, next we come to, so here what it's list of list, and this is not a one-dimensional array as you can see here, because I am plotting multi-lines. Okay, so I need multiple elements for that, and I have to tell it that it is like multiple elements. So that's why I give this list of list. Okay, a kind of an array, right? It is not scalar, vector type. You can treat it as a vector. And what happens if you have got a missing value in your x, and but the y has values? So what you do is you plot this line and it leaves the x, but it joins the y, and this has been left, right? This is what it does. Okay. What else do you've got? You've also got stacked line, as you can see here. Pass three parameters and pass this v line stack. So it will be like vertical line. It will be stacked, okay, as vertical lines. Next, you've also got bars and triangles. So how do you plot bars? We've got vertical bars and horizontal bars. So in vertical bars, you can see that again set the figure size, right? The height and width of your plot. And the vertical bar, give them x as 1, 2, and 3. And the top could be, just give them a dimension, anything 1.2 or something like that. And this is how your x will be plotted: 1.2, 2 to 2.5, and 3 will go to 3.7. Okay, and the color also you've given. Okay, this is how it looks like. Next you go to the horizontal bar, and this is how the horizontal bar looks like. Okay, and you can assign left and right also here, right? Okay, again you've got stacked bar also in this, so you can use this feature of stacked bar, stacked with against one another, and you pass these parameters x1 and x2, these arguments here in this horizontal stack, and these will be stacked after one another, right? Okay, and y is this 1 2 3 4 5, and then you're stacking it 1, right? This is how you're stacking it: 1 1, again 1, then you've got 2 and 4, then here you've got 4 and then 2. This is how it has been stacked: 1 and then again on top of it 1, 2, and then x2 will be 4. x3 is 1, x3, like suppose, sorry, x1 is 4 here, so it is plotted till 4, and over this the x2 value of 2 has been incremented and stacked here. This is how it goes on. Then you have rectangles. Okay, you can just play around with rectangles here, that you want it in bottom, you want it at top, or you want it in left. This is how you go around that. Okay, and you plot it. And these colors having codes also, you can mention the color name also. Okay, so just a way of representing your data, that it has got various resources and you can use it. And these are rotated rectangles, as you can see. You can just see the features it provides you. The hexagon in your plot, you can plot it, and you've got this hexagonal, these tiles also. Then you've got areas and what patches. These are the patches, you can see polygons, patches, right? And you can plot it depending on your data. How do you want to represent your data? This provides you some visualization of this. So these are the basic things, and if you want to see this more, you can just visit this documentation.bokeh.org for more exploring the data, what it is actually. And I wanted to show you more, but since it is not being loaded yet, and I'm coming to an end of this video, but still my data is not yet loaded, otherwise would have explored a few files of this. I wanted to actually explore a file, this APL file, but I could not do it because it is still not loading it. So let's see, maybe in the next video we can see that. So stay tuned, and please go ahead and watch this video and watch this documentation if you want to use Bokeh in your data visualization, and get back to me if you have any problems, and please mention it in the comment section, and do like, subscribe and share, and thank you for watching.